What's going on, guys? JPS back for another video, and today we're going to be reacting to 10 TV shows every Brit knows. Now, speaking of British TV shows, I have watched so many of them, and I truly do love British TV. Right now, I'm currently watching Line of Duty, Inside Number 9, Only Fools and Horses, and Yes Minister. I've also watched a ton of British movies, and all of my reactions to all these different British shows, there's a full list of them. You can view that on the first link in my description on this video. So I would really appreciate you guys checking that out. I love watching British TV, but unfortunately, none of it can be put on YouTube because it's all copyrighted content. So I do plan on putting maybe out a montage or editing some of my reactions out and putting them on here in the future. But anyways, we're going to get into these top 10 shows that every Brit knows. We'll see if I recognize them. And this is another video from the Anglophenia show, I guess you could call it. And here we go.
Britain is well known for creating great television, and much of it is exported worldwide, from Monty Python to Doctor Who to all of those majestic nature documentaries by David Attenborough. But there are plenty of shows that are on all the time in the UK that never make it across the pond, and I think that you should know about them. Hi, I'm Siobhan Thompson, and this is Anglophenia, and here are just 10 of the many programmes that Brits regularly reference in daily conversation. You know, the equivalent of Saturday Night Live, Jeopardy, or I guess the Brady Bunch. Yes, that is a programme with an extra M and an E on the end. Thank you very much. Blue Peter. The mission statement of the BBC is educate, inform, entertain, and this children's programme does just that. It's a magazine-style show that covers every topic that a kid could be interested in, from kayaking to chemistry. It's been running since 1958, and it's most famous for its garden, the Blue Peter badges that you could win by writing in, and for making really, really cool things out of yogurt pots and toilet rolls. It's basically if you took the world's coolest scout troop and put them on television. And what exactly is a Blue Peter anyway? Well, it's a maritime signal indicating that a vessel is about to begin a journey. I looked that up. Fun fact. Dad's Army. This was a sitcom made
Okay, I've not heard of Blue Peter, but Dad's Army I have heard of. I have not watched it yet.
In the 60s and 70s about the Home Guard in a small town during World War II. These lovable old codgers were the last line of defense against the Nazis. It definitely plays into an ideal of the great British stiff upper lip. But it's still on all the time because it's really, really funny. If you ever need a lesson in the subtleties of social class interaction in the UK, you should watch this show, because somehow we managed to even make beating the Nazis about where you went to school. Notable quotes include, "You stupid boy," and "They don't lock it up 'em." And for all of you asking at home, this is what the theme tune sounds like. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, when you think old England's gone, ba-da-bum-bum-bum? Coronation Street. There are many soap operas in the UK.
That's an insane theme song, first of all. But yeah, I need to check out Dad's Army and Coronation Street. I think a lot of Americans have heard of Coronation Street. It's pushed over here.
Street. There are many soap operas in the UK. EastEnders, Emmerdale, Casualty, and so on. But the longest running of them all is Coronation Street. Set in a gritty northern town, Corrie has been on the telly since 1960, and it follows the trials and tribulations of hard-working folk who are just trying to make an honest living and then go down the Rover's Return for a pint. Also, a lot of it takes place in a factory that makes women's undies, but it's not as raunchy as that sounds. Richard and Judy. This married couple were the king and queen of daytime TV in the UK for over 20 years. They hosted This Morning from 1988 to 2001, and then an afternoon talk show called Richard and Judy from 2001 to 2009. Think Regis and Kathy Lee meets Oprah. Charlotte Church was discovered by calling into Richard and Judy and singing to them when she was just 11 years old, because they love talented showbiz kids. So I guess Regis and Kathy Lee meets Oprah meets Ellen? Look, there are a limited amount of channels in the UK, so talk shows are in short supply, all right. Their shows are definitely on the low-brow end of the spectrum. Typical conversation might go something like, "Have you heard of birds?" "Birds? What are birds? I've never heard of such a thing." The Great British Bake Off. Oh, this show is so embarrassing.
Hey, it's her and her. They're everywhere, bro. I wish I was better with actors and actresses' names, but I have seen both of these people before. But I've not seen The Great British Bake Off, and I've heard of it. This is definitely a show I'd be interested in checking out. I feel like baking shows are so easy to watch. Like, you could just put it on, multitask, just have it running in the background, or pay attention. Because, I mean, these look delicious right here. This little raspberry, what is that, a pound cake or something? I don't even know.
British, it makes me squirm. It's an amateur baking competition. It takes place in a tent behind a mansion house, and it is by far the most talked about show on TV when it's on. Think of a small town cake baking competition, or what would happen if Zooey Deschanel hosted MasterChef. Also, one of the judges is called Mary Berry. No, really, and she's terrifying. Snooker. This highly competitive form of pool is regularly aired on British TV. It goes on for hours and it's really, really boring. Also, the players wear these funny suits with these velvet waistcoats. I don't know. Despite this, it remains bafflingly popular and is regularly shown on primetime TV. My overwhelming memory of the snooker as a child was that it would replace The Simpsons on BBC Two, because whoever is making the scheduling decisions hated fun. The commentary is also fantastically monotonous. Oh, Robinson's placed the white ball. Oh yes, that's a nice break. That's exactly what it needed to do. Just for hours.
So it sounds like golf commentary, but snooker, what is that sport, bro? It looks like pool. And I've seen some of my competitors, not competitors, but fellow reaction channels have done some videos to snooker, and I have yet to check it out, so need to give it a look.
Top of the Pops. This was Britain's answer to American Bandstand. All the chart-topping hits lip-synced to perfection by your favourite stars. It first aired in 1963, much to the excitement of the youths of the day. It ended in 2006, but Top of the Pops 2, which shows episodes from yesteryear, is still hugely popular. My personal favourite thing about this show is watching the teenage audience try to look cool and dance like regular human beings while staring at their favourite pop singers. University Challenge. This is the best show on television. A fiendishly difficult general.
I thought I was gonna be like, oh yeah, I've seen that. Like, this would be great for me, but it's turning out I've never heard of some of these. Top of the Pops and University Challenge. Never heard of them.
Knowledge competition, where teams of students representing their university compete to win a very shiny trophy and the respect of their peers. The structure is very simple. There's a starter question worth 10 points that they answer individually, and if they get that question right, there's a further 3 questions worth 5 points each that they answer as a team. So
it's like if QI asked like real questions and actually kept score with university students too. Okay. That would be fun.
If you've ever heard anybody say your starter for 10, or you've seen the movie of that same name starring James McAvoy, well, that's a reference to this show. It's hosted by fearsome journalist Jeremy Paxman, who's just like that really strict teacher that you were always disappointing in school. Come on, Warwick, that was obviously Much Ado About Nothing, honestly. Time Team. This is the second best show on television. A Sunday evening staple, Time Team follows a team of archaeologists over 3 days as they excavate a historical site. So it's kind of like those home makeover shows, but in reverse. I have a degree in archaeology mostly because of this show. It's hosted by Tony Robinson, who played Baldrick in Blackadder, because obviously if you're an actor in a historical sitcom, you know a lot about it in real life, right? I don't know, there's some kind of logic there. He isn't doing it as the Baldrick character, though. He's not just standing over a trench going, there's a wall, but not a roof, so how can you prove there's a house? Springwatch. Yes, we bring...
Poor Baldrick, he got bullied in Blackadder. Straight up bullied. But I didn't know he was... Not him himself, but... He's in Time Team as well.
Brits are obsessed with the weather, so much so that we dedicate hours of programming to it each year. Springwatch follows a group of very hearty, outdoorsy type presenters as they wait patiently for daffodils to bloom or lambs to be birthed. It's by far the most dad-friendly show on TV. It's mostly people standing in a field and saying things like, well, we've been waiting here for 8 hours and the sheep don't look any closer to birthing yet. Now let's go over to the camera in the Badger set. There's also an autumn watch and a winter watch, although no summer watch because we don't have summers in Britain. Do you have a favourite British programme that
You guys do have summer, but it only lasts about a week or two, and then it's back to the rain. No, that's so true though. Guys, I have like a BritBox subscription to watch all of my British shows. And I swear there's so many like nature shows and weather related shows. It's mind-boggling. But I would understand a spring watch. You've had this long dreary winter. You need that spring to come out. But yeah, like, oh, I've been standing here for 8 hours. Yeah, I'm sure you have. Okay. Anyways, there's a lot of these shows that I have not yet watched. Let me know in the comments, out of these shows, what's something that non-negotiable I have to check out? If I'm going to say, oh, I've seen all this British telly, what am I missing? Let me know in the comments, guys. Is it Springwatch? I don't know. It might be relaxing. I can't hate on it now. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know your favorite British TV show in the comment section down below as well. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.